What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at this, my Marshall JVM205H. This is an all-valve amplifier from Marshall Amplification. It is the 50 watt version and it's an amp that I've been trying to get my hands on for quite a while. I just associate it with some of the acts that I really like, and I've always thought it was a great sounding head. The plan for today is to try and obtain a pretty killer metal tone. So if you're here to hear the cleans or the classic crunch that's generally associated with Marshall, it's not going to be from me, I'm afraid, so you'll have to search for another video. But the idea today is to check the overdrive channels out to see what we can achieve in regards to high gain metal, which is what I generally play. My band, on the other hand, we tend to play more American-y sort of styled, oversaturated guitars, which is just sort of, well, I've got the 5150 and the Mesa, etc. But for me, my personal preference is the Marshall tone. I just absolutely love it. So yeah, I've recently acquired this amp. I got it a few days ago. I've messed around with it the other night, but now I'm going to try and dial in a tone, one that hopefully I can use going forward. So yeah, the signal change, to let you know, is my ESP LTD M1000 with EMG pickups. That is going direct into a super overdrive SD1. Generally the best pedal, in my opinion, to boost the front of a Marshall amp. This then comes out of the back of the amp into my torpedo captor, which is then going direct into my Focusrite Solo. That is using the torpedo wall of sound, where we've got a 4x12 Marshall cab with vintage 30s and a SM57 on the cabs. So yeah, we're basically turn the amp straight on. It's on standby at the moment. We'll chuck it into the channel 1 of the overdrive, and we'll just basically see what we can get out of it. Here goes nothing. It already sounds amazing. All I've done is just put everything to noon. Obviously, when most amps are made, they generally make sure that noon is the point of perfection, so to speak, the perfect tone that they're aiming for, and then you can adjust it to your liking through the EQ section, etc. So anyway, that's overdrive 1. That's not a bad start. Let's go straight to overdrive 2 and just see what that sounds like in comparison. Obviously a bit more saturated there, a bit more woolly, I think, a bit more woofy. Generally, I've always found on the sort of red channel on amps isn't generally my preference because it's just too saturated. So I think we'll work on the first overdrive channel 1 just for now. And like I said, if we need to tighten anything up or I'll give it a bit more push, we've got the SD1 for that. So the only thing I've done the other day is just set the volumes. So I'm not going to change them because they're perfect for my the input of my you know, the input. It's not gonna burn it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the EQ to my tastes. Generally what I'll do is I'll just mess around with the, I won't look at the knobs as I'm moving them, I just do it by ear. That's the best way to do it. So chug on the low string and yeah, and then see where we get to. Oh, I mean, that in itself is a killer tone. That's completely usable to me straight away. You maybe could argue it's a little bit flubby, but you know, for what it is so far, that's a great place to start. So we'll go for the, we've got a resonance and presence knobs here, so we'll just mess around with them and see where we can get with that. sorry, flubbed the riff there, but that sounds amazing. That's just overdrive 1, by the way. The gain is at about 1 o'clock, which you can probably see. Gain at 1 o'clock, treble just past 12, mids just past 12, bass at about 1, between 1 and 2, resonance about half 12, and presence is just after 2 o'clock there. Sounds completely full. The thing I love most about Marshall amps is that they've got that really dry, woody, sort of like... You can still hear the identity of like the string, but the, you know, no matter how much gain you add, etc., it's always got that personality, that Marshall personality underneath, which is what I just love about Marshall. Whoops. I mean, that to me is a, go straight to stage with that, even to the, you know, the studio. It just sounds great. But anyway, we've got the settings for that, so let's just hit the front end with the SD1. I'll just dial it like everyone does on overdrive, tone at 12 o'clock, drive all the way down, and level all the way up, if you can see that. So we'll smash this on and give it some further chugs. I could live in that tone all day long. I like how pushing the front end a little bit has tightened it up. It hasn't really lost that low end as much. Definitely tightens it up a bit, as you'd expect, but it doesn't, you know, it does lose a little bit of the resonance, a little bit of the bass low. But as I said at the start of the video, we're looking here for sort of high gain saturated to a degree tones, and that is a winner if you ask me straight away. That's the SD1 off, SD1 on. And once again, even though we push the front end, it still retains that Marshall personality, which is what I just love. Man, this is just overdrive 1 and it's already sounding perfect. I can't even begin to imagine what overdrive 2 is going to be like, but we'll switch on to it anyway. We'll take the pedal off, switch to overdrive 2, and we keep the same settings because they work for this channel. I'd imagine that overdrive 2 is just going to be a more pushed version, a bit gainier. So we'll see what this channel does. Already feel like you lose the definition on this channel a little bit. It's a little bit, the high end, it's got a bit more of a high end fizz. So we keep the settings. I'm just going to slam the SD1 on because I can hear the tone, I can hear the voice in there. I just want to run it, you know, tighten the front up a bit. I don't like it. I kind of don't want to ruin the settings because the overdrive channel 1 settings just sound so perfect to me, but this is just too much. Yeah, I mean, it sounds okay, it's just a bit too saturated for me. I know what you're going to say, that, you know, I should dial this in a little bit more, but I can tell there's just that frequency in the top that really sort of like noisy. To me, it's got the same sort of sound, tone, etc. as the first channel that we went for, but it's just added this high-end frequency, this kind of like, you can probably hear it. It's just too saturated for me, so I'm going to go back to the other channel. Take the SD1 off again, and let's check what we had here. Loads more bottom end in that, loads more life to it, loads more thickness, you know? It's incredibly hot in here today. That's my excuse. My hands are sweaty and I'm struggling. I think I prefer it with the overdrive off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the overdrive back on and then take some of the level off that's pushing the front end. Sorry for the reinsurance. It's important to dial your pedal the same way that you would dial the amp, is not to look at it to see what you're doing, so... Don't need to add any drive on the pedal for sure, I know that. I'll leave the tone at 12 o'clock because it's sounding good as it is, but I've taken the level down to about 1 o'clock on the SD1 there. Well, that was pretty successful. It's only taken me sort of 10 minutes or so. And I'm already really happy with the tone that I'm getting from this amp. I'm excited to play with it a little bit more, but for the most part, this is an amp I could potentially see myself integrating it into the sound of my band, which is pretty cool, because once again, I do love the Marshall tone. So yeah, it is being pushed by the active pickups, of course, which can have a slight difference. Maybe next time we revisit the amp with a passive pickup, and we can see what else it could do there. But Great sounding amp, man. Really, really pleased with this. So yeah guys, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. It's been quite a while since I've done one. But yeah, hopefully trying to get back into it just now. So if you'd like to like the video, if you liked it, and hit subscribe. I've got lots of toys to play with, lots of guitars to show off. So yeah, if you like what I do, hit the subscribe button and I'll catch you for the next one. Take it easy.